This is a basic introduction to the furry fandom. Welcome. Introducing your hosts, me, Rue, yay!
Yay!
I'm a snow leopard king cheetah.
My bad.
You're yay!
I'm Ashy. This time I'm talking about Suit because I'm literally dying in here. You're gonna see like a whole sweaty mess underneath this. I swear to God.
Your collar's on.
The collar too. Oh Jesus.
You can tell she's
These get up to 110 degrees in just the head alone.
Oh my God! I ruined the magic. I'm sorry. Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Is there anything else you want to say?
You're mad.
Hammer.
Hey, that's me! Yay!
Hey.
That I'm just running the computer.
Yeah, you're
Come on, stand up.
So
Show
what is
yourself.
furry? Does
what?
anyone actually know what furries are?
Me.
A bit. A bit. Okay. There's actually two different definitions of furry. You got the literal definition, where it's just an interest in anthropomorphic animals. Essentially, we like animals that have human attributes. I'm dying over here. Essentially, we roleplay. It's mostly art, but the personal definition, we each have our own experiences in the fandom, and it varies between person to person, which is probably my favorite thing about this fandom. So, no matter who you ask, they'll always have a different definition of what furry fandom means to them. So what is a persona? Well, essentially it's the characters that we make that represent us. These characters can be based off of, what?
Be based on anything, basically.
Yeah.
Anything.
And it doesn't have to be an animal. It can
Well, I
actually
think,
be a human with animal attributes. It can be more human than animal.
Yeah, the idea of a persona is something that makes furry a little bit different from other fandoms, and it's basically an avatar that you use to interact with other furries socially. So basically the idea is like, if you were an animal, what kind of an animal would you be? And like you sit around and you think about it for a while and you're like, oh well, I really like foxes because I think they're cool and I think they're really clever, you know, so I'm gonna like make like a fox character, and then you sit around and you think about it some more and you're like, well, I don't want to just be like a regular red fox because there's like 1,000 of those already. I'm gonna be like a purple and green fox, and then you make up this this unique character, and then this basically represents you to other furries.
You don't necessarily have to be one specific species.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can make crazy half dragon, half whatever and do whatever you want. There's really no rules saying that you have to do anything any particular way. So yeah, you're really like encouraged to create your own like original characters.
Essentially what Hammer said. Your limitation is your imagination. And it can go as far as you'll take it. There's really no limits to what you can do with your persona. It can be anything you want. Any colors, any species, any markings. If you pick your markings, you can have like stars all over your face. Like Ashy.
And also, you don't have to be necessarily one species. You don't to be a fox, you don't necessarily have to be a fox. My character, for instance, is a winnick, which is a fennec fox and a wolf put together. So it's kind of short, but doesn't necessarily like, it kind of mixes the traits. So there's people that you can basically put whatever you want. There's a couple different animals. You just put it all together and make something out of it.
Not like a fox, dragon, wolf, fish.
I've seen those. It's crazy.
And then you just give your persona personality, and that's what brings it to life. And it can match your personality as a person, or you can make it be what you wish you could be, or something totally different.
I have a lot of people ask, what if I like the creativity? Well, necessarily, I mean, if you do, plain and simple if you want to. But you can also commission an artist to draw one for you. Just give them ideas. Maybe just kind of let them be free about it.
There's some art examples up here of what people have done as well. Some people draw their own, some people make their own, some people pay to have them drawn.
Sometimes there's already pre-made characters out there. If you just look around, you can find a character that someone's selling, and you can adapt that character as your own. The art of furry. Really, art is the basis of this fandom. Without it, we would not have furry.
Literally, no, not at all. Like,
It's the
that's
creativity
that's
that brings
basically
this
how
fandom
it
alive.
became.
Yeah.
How it came to become what it is now. What we're wearing is technically art.
It is. Like, it does take art to make these costumes.
Either if we made them, or if we bought them, you know.
And it's all sorts of art in this fandom. Everything. Traditional art, from drawing on paper and crayons and painting, to digital art, drawing with a tablet on the computer using Photoshop or Paint Tool Sci. Music. You find music all over the place in this fandom. It's fantastic.
It doesn't just have to be a picture. It can be anything from music,
Yeah.
pictures. You could make a video. You could make a song.
Writing.
Write a story.
There's
Suit making.
stories
Yeah,
all
videos.
over the place.
Plays, podcasts.
And then of course performing, which is what most fursuiters do. We're performers. Furry and anime, yay!
That's what we're here for, right? Anime? I mean, look.
Yeah.
For people cosplaying, we've got a bunch of home stuff.
Anime is actually really popular in this fandom. You see it all over the place, from the drawing styles to a lot of.
Some animes.
Go ahead.
Well, some animes even have furry characters as well.
Yeah, essentially. There's actually I had a list of them, and it's on the notes, but I can't pull it up. There's a lot of animes out there that actually have furry characters, or is based on furry attributes. It's really neat.
Wild Dark Spot.
Fursuits.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
What is a fursuit?
That is cut off, and I cannot change it.
Oh, you can't scroll.
They're the
No,
animal
that is
costumes
as far as
associated
I
with the furry fandom. They range from simple tails and ears to full costumes. Similar to the mascot suits, they allow the wearer to adapt another personality while in costume. They're another art form in the fandom. We're both creative, builder, and talented performer.
One of the common misconceptions about the furry fandom is that you gotta have a suit to be a furry, and only about 20%, I think, 15 to 20, 10%, 10% of people in the fandom, like they go see at conventions and stuff, actually have the suits.
How many of you guys are furries? How many of you guys have a suit?
Same one.
How many of you
See?
guys do that?
So we got 4
That's
to what?
creepy.
15, 20?
Thanks for reading.
To do that one, it's creepy.
The history of furry. Does any of you guys want to take this one?
The interest itself may be as old as civilization. Anthropomorphic animal characters are found in the art of many ancient cultures. Anthropomorphic characters from Egyptian mythology continue to this day be a source of inspiration to furry artists, as do aspects of the Native American related spirituality.
So you got like Anubis from ancient Egypt, and like satyrs and minotaurs and things like people have been mixing like humans and animals together for thousands of years. So it's not really like a new thing that we just invented.
It really started to kick off once the cartoons started producing animal characters such as Bugs Bunny and Robin Hood and Daffy Duck, all those animal characters that came out in that time period. That's what really launched it. How do you become a furry?
Surprise!
Welcome to the fandom! That's all it takes. If you want to be a furry, jump on in. That's really all it is.
Oh,
You know?
I want to talk about something about the history of like the modern furry fandom and like how it came to be. Essentially, it grew out of the like fantasy fandom at fantasy conventions, just like this, where there's people that are interested in like you know, Lord of the Rings type stuff and dragons and things like that. And there was like a specific group of people that were interested in like the human animal characters, you know, and they all basically got together and they're like, because they liked this particular thing and they thought it was cool, they're like, hey, let's talk about, you know, like lion people or whatever, because we think that's really cool, you know. So I mean, it's basically like a nerd culture, just like anything else, but it's kind of like this one specific thing that we happen to think is cool. I mean, lots of furries are also nerds for like other nerdy things, like, you know, gaming and anime and, you know, computers and just like, I mean, if you go to like a furry convention, a lot of the times people aren't really talking about like furry stuff, but they're talking about like everything nerd related. Yeah, they're talking about anime, or they're talking about like, you know, cars and games, and it's like this. The furry fandom is like kind of like almost like a subset of the overall like nerd genre of fandoms.
It doesn't just have to be one set specific thing.
Pretty much just a common interest that we all share, among other things. Does anyone have any questions?
Can we take a quick pause? Okay. All right. Let's go.
Anyone have any questions? In the back.
How do you see for those things?
Not very well.
If you want to hammer, if you want to pull up here and I'll do an
My
example of
vision
your peripherals.
is about here. I can't see anything to the side of me.
I see through the colored part of the eye. This is actually a mesh.
If I were
If
if I were to stand here, he cannot see me whatsoever. This is his peripherals. Raise your hands when you can see my fingers.
Nah.
That's where he can see me, is right in front of me. So if I were to come at him right here and give him a hug, he can't see me whatsoever, so he doesn't know that's coming.
It really does take us by surprise.
Something like that. And you can also hurt them very badly. They have been hurt before.
Especially
And they
if
hurt
your-
themselves.
If your suit has hair like this, it just makes it even worse. Because this covers up what I couldn't see from the side and just like takes it out. So this is probably about me right here.
Each head has different vision as well. I mean, you have a little better vision because your eyes are a lot bigger.
So kawaii.
So no, the
Any other
vision is
questions?
not very
Yes.
Is it easy to draw furry artwork?
Yeah, actually, it really is. I started out drawing anime, and I was really into doing art and focusing it on DeviantArt, and then I switched over to the furry fandom, and there's so much more support in it too. The second I switched over, started drawing animal people, like everyone just, oh, this is awesome, this looks great. It doesn't matter.
You're just the one thing is if you're wanna
Yeah,
There we go.
good.
you're not just gonna like start like
That's
pick up a
extremely
pencil and
bright.
start like doing it great. You're gonna need to you're gonna want to practice a lot on it. If you really want to do it, make money off of it wise, like she does, I think commissions, I take commissions. To make money off of it wise, you really need to put it, well, how do I say this? You gotta stick to it.
There's a lot of tutorials out there too.
There's people who will help you all the time. She does red lines for me, so she helps me with my artwork. So
And what it is practice.
Yeah, definitely don't give up. Don't ever get discouraged.
We kind of briefly talked about art earlier, but it really is like the foundation of the furry fandom. And I kind of remember the quote. It's like art is like the main method of like cultural exchange between furries. So like for instance, there's some things that like is pretty universal that most
Just turn it
characters
off.
Yeah, turn the projector off. We're done with it.
need to have, and like one of them is like well, I don't think any of us have one.
Now it's searching.
It's basically it's like a convention badge with a picture of your character, because most people aren't going to know you by your real name. They're going to know you by your character. So whenever you go to a furry convention, it helps to have a picture of your character and your character's name, so that like all the people that you talk to online and the people that you're friends with, they'll recognize them. They'll be like, oh, hey, you're Woofers, awesome, yeah. You know, so there's like, I mean, everybody needs a character badge. And another thing that most people have is like a reference sheet, which is like basically what they use in like animation, where it just shows like what your character looks like with the markings and all that. So
that is one thing you will have to have if you want a suit.
If you don't want to draw your own reference sheet, I'm telling you this now, I learned from experience, don't try to be cheap about it. Like, I know it's going to be kind of expensive to buy it, especially buying with some other people. If you don't want to buy it, you don't want to draw it yourself, but it can really do a lot for you. Like, if you want to commission other art,
yeah,
get money.
Either commissioning artwork or like, you know, drawing your character, or like drawing your friends' characters or whatever, and be like, oh, you know, I want to, you know, draw us doing this or whatever. So you got to go like look at the reference sheet to make sure you get the markings right and things like that. It's just kind of like a common thing. Yeah, and commissioning artwork as well. There's people that make a full-time living off of this fandom, just
all they do.
Yeah, just drawing people that you get a hold of them and be like, hey, you know, I'd like, you know, to draw my character, like, you know, with a surfboard or something, you know, and you pay them $30 and then you get like original artwork of your character for cheap.
Everybody there was pretty nice. I just watch. Look at whoever you're going to commission. Look at their stuff before you do it. It's in any fandom. Just look who you're going to buy from. And look at if they have reviews. And if you know people that have bought from them, look at it. Especially with these suits. Especially with these suits, because these are not cheap if you buy them. Does anyone want to share how much they paid? Maybe paid for them. Like,
I made mine. I don't know. They usually go anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000.
This suit right here cost him $1,500. And they range anywhere. If you want a full suit, that's about the range you're going to get. This is considered a full suit. That's going to range from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. Same with hers.
No, I have friends. So I
can always
didn't pay as much for it.
Friends.
It's really good to have friends.
There's always
friends.
cheaper.
Have friends. Don't be alone.
Never skimp out on a fursuit.
Yeah.
Ever.
Never.
If you're going to get a fursuit, pay the money. It's not worth it because I've experienced that.
What happens when you skimp out on a fursuit?
You get. Oh yeah. There we go. No.
I paid $250 for a partial. It was a head, a tail, and paws. I got it. It looked great. It was fine. The only thing that was wrong with it that I found when I first got it was the moving jaw. It was just a strap and a tongue. That was it. I put the head on. The eyes popped out. It was made of foam. It was not made of foam, actually. They used styrofoam, which is very, very bad. The stitches were open. None of it was good. It is trash.
So,
never skimp out.
If you want to get something nice, pay the money. Don't think you might get. I'm not saying you might get lucky. I'm just saying play it safe.
Well, and find somebody who's been doing it a
Yes.
while, too.
Yeah.
Find somebody who has.
Always look for reviews.
Yeah.
What are some of the makers that you guys got your fursuits from?
You got yours from Mischief Makers.
I got mine from a place called Demon Sandal Workshop, and
I made mine.
she made hers.
Sue at the end made theirs. I got my parts from someone called Heads and Tails Studios.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
And they can range as well. So.
Does anybody know what time it is?
Time party! Woo! Woo! Come on, guys! I didn't tell you this brave.
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Any other questions?
If you look at these, I may be able to pick that up. If I try to pick up a pen or a pencil, no, that's not going to happen.
Well,
This is the size of a foot. Can you imagine just walking around? Well, yeah. You have what? You have like hardly any foam on them.
Well, I personally got like a small.
I have the same thing. Mine aren't that big, but this is just.
it's
Massive.
Being big.
They are huge and very difficult to walk around in. It takes practice.
And there's rooms.
It takes practice. I just got this one a couple days ago.
This is your first time out.
This is my first time suiting. And also, it took me a year to get this suit, and as soon as I got it, I was crying like a baby. It meant a lot to me, because I've been the fan for at least 4 years by now.
You can see how sweaty she is.
Yeah.
They get overheated
Yes.
very easily. If you see a suitor just sitting there,
You see
like
somebody
if
doing
he's
this?
just sitting here like this, not moving, come up to him. Are you all right? And if
Shake
they
it.
move,
Shake
like
it.
move him.
Yeah.
If he falls over like that, find someone. They are overheated. They
also-
need to get out.
If we're doing something like this,
Pull them off.
Don't stop
get
them.
out of the way.
If they sit there and they're moving their hand, stop.
like
Don't
this,
stop them. They're
or
trying to
over
get to the room to cool off.
Yeah, because we can over.
What do you call the people who take care of the fursuiters?
Fursuit handlers.
He is a prime example of what a fursuit handler should be. Like, he came fully prepared. He's got everything you'd ever need. I'm like, oh no, I forgot this at home. He's like, I've got it. I've got it. Seriously, the best.
Always, always, always stay hydrated. If you can carry around a bottle of water, do that. If you can get one of these little fans, you don't have to have
Stick in
these,
your
but
mouth.
they help a
Like
lot.
that.
Another thing about
See?
fursuits, for a lot of people, it's really just a hobby. It's fun. You can get away with a lot of different stuff in a fursuit that you wouldn't normally get away with as just yourself. For other people, it's a lifestyle. It's an extension of themselves. It's really neat.
One thing, if you get a suit, don't be like, oh, I can drink a Coke and then go suiting, because you're not going to do it. No, just don't do it. You just got to drink water. I don't care if you don't like drinking water, drink water.
Also, another thing you mentioned, you broke the magic when she took her
I
head
broke
off.
the magic.
Yeah, that's killing the
A lot of
magic.
people,
Notice he hasn't been saying a word. He's just been squeaking. That is considering keeping in character and keeping the magic going. You got a little kid in front of you. Don't take your head off. That's gonna kill the dream of that child.
I just need little kids in here, hopefully. I'm sorry.
But it was
Ruined your life. It's okay.
That's just like going to Disney World and having Mickey Mouse take his head off and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
The only reason I took mine off
All
was
the
because one,
kids
I'm
going-
doing it, and I think it'd be kind of better if someone taking off. I thought it'd be kind of better if I took off my head and talked to you guys more. It's kind of
It's also
more human to human, I guess, instead of dog to people.
Is there any other questions?
How much is the average commission?
Depends on what you're buying.
Yeah.
It depends on the artist.
Depends on the
Really.
artist, too.
These badges right here range anywhere from $10 to $30.
In the furry fandom, it is significantly cheaper than anywhere else in like any type of art related commission thing ever. Like if you go to like a real artist that goes to like art school and try to commission like original artwork for your house, you're going to be looking at like tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, roughly it can be anywhere from
and-
3 to like 100.
But
roughly.
It's the same with fursuits. Art ranges as well.
but yeah, I mean,
You can get something for maybe $1, but
Yeah,
they
if
can
you
also
just-
range to
There's a lot of
hundreds.
if you
of
just
dollars.
want like a simple sketchier character, it could be like $5. It depends on how long it takes, man. I mean, if you want something that's like a detailed scene with lots of color and multiple characters and things like that, it gets more expensive, but it's still pretty darn cheap compared to like any other type of art commissions.
We didn't mention the style of suits. This was a full suit. He is also wearing what we call a partial. So that's hands, feet, tail, and a head. I'm wearing just a tail, feet, and hands. It's parts. It's not considered. I don't have the head just yet.
It's still considered a partial though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
anyway.
we also have one that's called a 3/4 partial, and that's from the waist down. So you're wearing a set of basically pants, which is legs down to the feet.
And then
You have the hands up to sleeves. You can get anywhere from just gloves, like I have, up to sleeves, what she's wearing. And then the head. That would be considered a 3/4 partial.
Oh, attack.
Alright.
On each other now.
That is fun to see. Just walking around and you'll see people doing that. Who doesn't want to see that? It's fun.
Also, another thing, if you are gonna buy a suit, don't be blank. Don't be walking around with this thing. Pay a lot of money for it. Be excited.
Don't
Suit.
just don't walk
Don't-
around hoping.
Unless you're just
Hammer,
Huh?
you can do me a favor? Stand in front of this thing real quick. Kind of show. Be really blank and just stand in front, like really blank first, and don't do anything. Just kind of be like that. That's
zombie.
kind of blank fursuiter. Now be fursuiter, yeah. Stay in character. Don't be a bump on a log that has a smile. Don't do nothing and have this big huge smile on your face.
And going back to expensive, this fur right here does not grow back. Don't go up to them and start like scritching on. Well, scritching is what we call like scratching them. You don't go and scritch them.
Because
The fur will fall out. That does not grow back.
we don't grow back.
Just pet them. If you're gonna pet them, but don't scratch their fur because it falls out and it's gone forever.
What's the good eat?
Call that the furry effect.
It might follow you home. Any other questions?
Yo.
No questions? Nothing at all, really? Wow.
Go ahead.
Comment.
Really afraid that I wouldn't be like accepted. Don't be afraid of that, because people in this fandom are really like they'll love you for who you are as long as you're nice.
Could you come in front of the camera and say that?
We don't judge.
How can we judge you when we're wearing big giant suits?
Furries don't judge you. They accept you for who you are. They're not going to reject you because you're different than them. Just another thing is be prepared, because there are a lot of people out there that do not like furries. If you think you can't handle that,
be careful where you go.
That's why
yeah,
we've
be
got
careful.
a community.
There's a lot of
The community is really
misconceptions.
supportive. If you meet someone that's being mean to you for being a furry, the community will support you. They'll help you out.
People that like anime, some people don't.
I'd like to make another comment. The girl who's wearing the Gin hat over there, that's another example of what kind of started my furry fandom.
Okay, get all the way over there.
I love
Ginga,
Nobody knows what this is.
Ginga, Nagabushi Gin started me. Everything. They're just if you're not seeing it, you should look it up.
He had a question.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been asked yet, but you talked about it gets hot in there, and I was wondering how you go about cleaning the suit.
There's actually a couple different ways to do it.
If you got something on it.
Didn't you throw yours in the washing
But
machine
no, I
and
mean-
clean it once? No, you did not?
Do not put in the dryer.
Don't.
No dryer. No dryer. No hair dryer.
Dry it.
Well, I just need to say, like, real quick, I mean, you made a good point that, like, something that's maybe unique about this fandom is, like, the diversity of people that you see and, like, how accepting it is, you know, I mean, not only, are you gonna, like, talk to people, like, all around the world, but, I mean, I've been to conventions where there'll be, like, little kids and, like, old ladies and black people and white people and, like,
Yellow
everything
people.
in between, I mean,
All colors.
you know,
You really can't discriminate in this thing. I mean, we're all a community that we all share the same we all share the same interest, and how can we discriminate against each other?
And we're here at the Anime Con. We actually there's a convention out in Springfield called F3. It's the FurCon. Dragon Mama here is actually the head chairman of F3. And it's out in Springfield, so if you guys want to experience if you want to experience that fur panel, come grab a flyer, take a look at the website. Yeah, I can go ahead. I'm sitting in the middle, so I can't get out. But go ahead, come to Springfield, come check it out. It's a great thing to do. It's if you want to experience it just for yourself.
Who wants one of these? Just let me know. Hold your hand. Hands, people, hands.
Oh, and you have more?
As far as cleaning your fursuits go, there's a lot of different methods. A lot of people come up with their own chemicals, and they usually put it like in a bathtub and wash it out. It's nasty. I can't remember the ingredients. There's a couple of different ones out there.
You can also get them dry cleaned.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, you can get them dry cleaned.
I mean, taking it in there to a dry cleaner, you're gonna be like, what's this? What do I do with it? And then, but they still have to do it because it's still a business. But you can get dry cleaned.
I'm not sure.
You want to be careful with chemicals because they can stain. It may stain it or take out color.
There are some chemicals that you can't use though.
He hand washes his.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
You have what, like a clothing rack you lay it out in the bathtub?
Yeah. Take it out.
Fancy.
I can tell you what we do at F3.
Oh, you have a question?
Is it possible just to wear a camel pack to keep you hydrated?
Yes, some people actually do that. They will have their either full suit on or partial, and they will have a camel pack so they can always have water with them.
I have something that I want to talk about. I want you to know, a lot of people in the furry fandom are older, or like in their 20s. You know, whatever, not older. We're gonna say you're old.
Older compared to you.
I'm sorry, yeah.
You're the youngest.
Just because you're a teenager does not mean you cannot be afraid. Does not mean you're not accepted. I'm 16 years old.
I know 12-year-olds who are in this fandom, and it can range anywhere from 12 to 60.
Well, if you be 70, I mean,
you can range anywhere. It doesn't matter. You don't have to stop. You can do anything you want.
Well, it's just like any other fandom.
Right.
It's age, whatever. Don't discriminate.
Oh,
we're all.
You've got my tails over there. I forgot about that.
Is there any other questions?
Or comments, or stories.
Anything.
Because we like those.
No comment. That lady over there. I have no chickens.
It's okay, we love you.
We love you, Julian.
Love you for it.
I'll give you a hug later. Once I can get out.
Also, you don't need a fursuit to fursuit.
No. Yeah, we covered that.
Yeah, you don't need one.
You do not need one.
I just want to stress
No,
that.
no, you don't need a fursuit to fursuit.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
It.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're just wearing badges and running around.
Ah.
Oh, dragon tail.
You can always practice that too. It's for staying in character. Stand in front of a mirror and see what you can do with it. Bouncing around. Having fun.
Down.
Uh-oh.
Man, you're Just don't let anybody. She's dropping everything.
Flying.
Where's your dragon hoard? Like your hoard of everything that you have.
I left my nesting material up in the room.
What is your hoard? Is it like bread or something? That'd be really cool. Not bread? You don't have a hoard of bread?
No, I have a hoard of really, really comfy people that I sleep on.
That is so true.
Because gold is so overrated. Who wants gold to sleep on, you know?
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm just like an old mother who just showed up in here that I have no clue about this stuff. So I'm just curious about your handlers. Are these just friends that come along and help, or do you like pay somebody to take care of
It's usually someone who's a really good friend of yours because, like, a lot of times, like, your safety really depends on these guys because of, like, the very limited. I can see about this and that. So basically,
You can't see me.
Yes, no. So basically, I can see what directly what's one friend, which makes it's kind of cool because it sort of makes it look cute if you're interacting with something. And you're like, oh, hey, it's my friend who brought my water, and I'm really thirsty and I'm about to die. So I got this thing right here.
Like, pulls your mouth back. Much thirst.
So my handler this time, you know, he came up. He's like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Are you kind of hot? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting kind of hot. If you could give me some water, I'd really appreciate it. You know.
You really want to trust the person.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want just some random stranger coming up to you. Hey, can I walk around with you?
But
and
but they need to like understand. The limitations of it does get really hot. You can't see anything. If they're like, I can't really see anything below here.
Oh,
so if there's like a little kid that's gonna come running up to me, I'm not gonna see him. I don't want to like kick a kid over or something like that.
Another good thing.
So a good handler will be where be like, hey, there's a little kid. You need to look out for him.
Another good thing is you want protection, is what something mentioned. If somebody's coming around and they love pictures, they always take pictures of them. I mean, don't go up to them and just sit there and flash them, because if you flash them with the camera, they're going to be blind.
The first.
You do not want that. And always ask them, like, come out and say, hey, get their attention. Hey, can I take a picture of you? And then, no. But if you ask them, they'll pose for you and they'll act all cute and everything. If you just come up to them and stand there, they're just going to be moving around, not looking at your camera. You're not going to get a good shot. But say everybody's crowding them and they're starting to get, like, they're claustrophobic and, like, somebody's coming up there and trying to pick at them and just, like, kind of messing with them. Your handler, you're going to want to have your handler with you and say, hey, please don't do that. This is a very expensive suit and we don't want it damaged.
You don't want to get, like, trapped in between a whole entire circle of people and they're just like, Daddy! And you're just like,
a lot of times people won't talk in suit. So a handler also acts is like your voice for you when someone
I don't talk. So you don't.
Unless
There's
you're
actually
annoying,
this-
annoying.
Take that out of the
But yeah,
stingray. Take out the stingray.
So it's usually someone who's like a good friend and someone that you really trust because you really do have to trust them with your
I can't get to.
or your significant other.
There's only one pocket.
Yeah, like I'm hurt.
Take
I'm
it out
hurt
for the
in
cold
the orange suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty new at this. I don't really know much about it. He's actually training me, the one that's taking the video.
Yeah, you brought her any water yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got her water bottle. That was fine, actually.
He's learning a lot. It takes just as much time for a person to learn how to handle the fursuiters as it does for the fursuiter to get into the acts, to get everything down. And if you're going out with your friends and you're doing stuff with these people, you'll learn as you go together. And you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna, do crazy stuff sometimes. But one of the good things is you're doing it with your friends, you're doing it with your family, and I think that's the most fun part. So.
Also, if you're a parent of someone who's in the furry fandom, and that's my parents. I've been in this for like 4 years, and I'm pretty sure they still think it's kind of weird.
It was at first. It was really kind of weird at first.
Dad, I want to be a dog.
I guess the best thing to do is just keep your mouth shut and let them explore.
Never try to look at it as a bad thing. Always just,
It is.
you're like the best
I
parent.
mean,
I swear, you're like the best parent.
I will say this bunch here is they're not weird. They're great people. We wouldn't leave our daughter with just either good.
Yeah.
This may look weird. Yes, it's going to be weird when you first see it.
At first, when you see it, mine, I'm like,
He's just a person under there like anyone else.
we're all, hey, you're just kind of weird. Yeah, there we go. Good kind of weird. There we go.
It's a good weird.
There's a good weird.
Yeah.
He better.
I remember the first furry convention I went to. I went and traveled out there, and I was checking back with my folks, telling them what I was up to. And I was like, oh man, it's a lot of fun so far, I just got here and I described the people that I met as like I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show. The party goers.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just like, a bunch of really interesting looking people that, look like they might have some really interesting stories,
It's always a jump to the left.
Yeah, I mean,
Always.
but at the same time, like, after staying out there for a couple days, the main idea that I left with was just some of the nicest, most courteous, most like open, just like really amazingly awesome, and some of the nicest people you could ever hope to be.
And go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do y'all travel? I mean, do y'all as a group or y'all?
Yes, furries travel in packs.
Okay.
Always.
If there's one, there's more.
If you see one and you see a first,
I just need to y'all like talk all the time or
Yeah, we
whatever.
I'm not. They're actually a big group.
Actually, this is our first time doing a panel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, Rue, why don't we have all the people that are in the group come up there? And
We have a question.
Well, it's more of a comment. Also, like, our group is very nice. Like, I do auctions or with my friends that raise autism awareness. And we raise like maybe $5,000 every so many months just for charities. Like, we're very a diverse, very.
So is it a local, like by where you live group?
It's local and widespread. Like,
There's
I had somebody.
There's a convention like this, but made exactly for this, and it's our biggest convention for this. Anthrocon. And how much money did they raise all together?
Out of every year that they've done this, they've raised $31.6 million for charity.
Yeah, that's another thing that furries are really, really big on charity, and it's usually some type of animal related, like no-kill animal shelter or like big cat, rescue or like people taking care of like abandoned horses or something like that.
It extends even further than that though. Like there was one, they did autism research.
Yeah.
It ranges anywhere.
Yeah, it's really.
It doesn't just have to be an animal
charity is a huge part of any furry convention, and yeah, the bigger conventions will raise $30,000 for charity. But even some of the smaller conventions, like there's some out in Oklahoma, they may only have 300 people that attend this convention, but they'll still manage to raise $9,000 for a charity. It's something that that we're really proud of. That every convention has multiple charity auctions, all types of events for charity, and it's something really cool that we can really be proud of.
There is something we forgot to mention. Know your limits in suit. If you get overheated very, very easily, go and take your head off.
Here's a story. I came into the convention, about 30 minutes, I was in suit, got to their room, crashed on the floor, took off my head, zipped this thing off, and sat in front of their air conditioner for maybe, 30 minutes?
Yeah,
again?
you sat in there for a while.
I would not move.
But some people handle heat better than others. He used to be a firefighter. 12 hours is he's been in suit that long before. And just know your limits in suit. That's mine.
It's morphing.
Don't kill yourself with the suit. Go cool off if you need to. If somebody's stopping you, and this is the universal hand signal of I'm hot, I need to go cool off. Don't stop them if they're doing that.
And
you have a question?
In theater, when there's a full body suit, like a fursuit,
yes.
They're called sauna suits. And according to OSHA regulations, you are only allowed to legally be on stage under the hot lights in a sauna suit for 15 minutes. So that's how hot these are. They're actually regulated by OSHA when you're getting paid to wear one.
I wish we had a temperature thing we could stick inside this thing. Because it's
Just the head alone gets up to at least 110, 115 degrees.
It's your baking. It's happening.
I've seen some fursuits online that have fans built into the suit.
We have these.
Yeah.
We're not that cool.
It's actually very hard to incorporate into the suit if you don't actually build it around it.
Yeah.
Not really. It depends on what you're. It depends on
oh, it's
a lot of people put little fans up in their muzzles. Like I tried doing that this weekend. I couldn't find a fan small enough, and I didn't have much time to go look because my muzzle is so small. But they usually can just get them, build them, and like put them up there, and it'll blow on your mouth, and it really helps.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't think how much this means to you. This means the world to you when you're wearing this. This is my first year telling you I would never go anywhere without one of these. As soon as I go home, I'm getting one of these.
You can actually just keep that one.
Really? Like Beyonce.
I'll finally break the magic and talk. I just want to say the reason why I sued. I look back, I didn't have a childhood. My parents were never there, so not having that, I worked all my life. When I sued, I get to experience. I get to be a kid again. I get to be who I never got to be. Be excited. I get to act out. I get to put smiles on people's faces when they see me. It just means so much. All the money I spent on this, accumulated, and everything is just worth so much more to see a kid, wide-eyed and happy to see me.
Or even just adults. Yeah, now you're like, oh god, it's, because for some kids, they have no idea that, what people underneath these things. And there's adults that, obviously but you can touch somebody, not like that.
She's 16, forgive her.
No, you can touch somebody's heart.
Careful what you say.
Yeah. You can touch somebody's heart, no matter their age, with what you're doing. I like it. Oh, it's really quality. Also, we're not the furry fandom. I'm just gonna say, people might think that most of us are people that sit on our computers all day. Most people, no, but they think that all of us sit at the computer all day. That's all we do. We don't do anything. There are lawyers. There's a whole bunch of different kind of people that you could have no idea they're a part of this. There are people in the government. Oh God.
I met a rocket space engineer that was a fursuiter.
That's kind of
rocket space engineer.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was saying about diversity and how, you just find everybody from the whole range of, age and race, and also like economic, disposition and jobs and stuff. You got
That'd be awesome.
Some guy that works, in a kitchen, some guy who works at an engineering firm, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we like the same thing, just want to hang out.
I actually know someone who works at, or like know online who works at a nuclear plant, and their persona is actually irradiated and glows in the dark.
You can incorporate whatever you do. Like, say you work at a store, and you can incorporate whatever you want with that character.
Yeah. She actually glows under black light. Like her entire orange part of her
If you
suit
see her
glows
at the
under
rave, have her stand under the black light.
Yeah, like she seriously glows.
I don't know if I glow. Maybe I do.
I guess mine's probably.
And whether these people are older or younger, if they're in character and they're portraying that character, they're a big child. They love doing this.
Yeah, we're really big children. Okay, I love a small child. No, I guess it goes back again. It doesn't really matter your age. And you can be as childish as you want in these things. Like I went out into the lobby and I found, have you guys seen that big pink giraffe that somebody has that's sitting out there in the atrium? Somebody has like this big pink stuffed giraffe, and I came up there and I picked it up and acted like I was trying to take it away from him or try to sneak it somewhere. I mean, you don't necessarily don't steal it, but don't think that if you're in the city you're gonna steal something and get away with it, because it's not gonna happen. But it's
They'll know it's you.
yeah.
Just be cute. Have,
yeah.
have fun. Act
Have fun
out.
with it.
It's performing. We're performing.
Don't be totally serious. I mean, unless your character is serious.
I understand.
You don't necessarily have to be, you don't necessarily have to be like super happy in these suits. If your character is a butthole and hates everybody, act like it. No, don't act like it. Don't like it. I mean, act like your character. You don't necessarily have to be happy all the time. You can be grumpy like that.
Do we want to just like end it here and just have like picture opportunity?
Thank you.
Pictures?
What? We've been talking about fursuiting a lot because I mean all of us are fursuited, but like we were saying earlier, you know, only about 10% of people in the fandom actually have the suits. You know, and like I've had like some really basic questions like what do furries do? It's like how do you be furry? You know, and like it's like do you like like go out in the woods and pretend to be an animal or something? You know, it's like do you wear the suit around your house like you're cooking breakfast and everything, you know, and like trying to brush your teeth and whatnot, you know, and you know what do furries do? We like go to school and go to work and like get online and watch YouTube videos and just like a bunch of really boring normal stuff.
Mostly
But we also happen to think that like, you know,
we have a
cartoon animals are cool, you know, and it's like, oh, well, I don't know. I mean, that's just. I mean, you know, people think that it's like, you know, it's like, oh, you gotta, you know, act like an animal all the time if you want to be a furry, and it's like, well, you know, it's just a hobby like anything else, like anime. I mean, you don't go around wearing anime cosplay all the time, but it's really fun to go do it on a weekend, you know, and go like, you know, have fun.
Unless you go to school and sit in like one of your Aaron Yeager cosplays and all you ever talk about in your class is about killing titans. Which actually I thought about doing that.
Also, if you're going to go somewhere in suit, call ahead, because some places do not allow masks, some places will not allow costumes. You have to make sure you know the state law.
Don't go there, hey! You're not allowed in here. It's kind of embarrassing watching, it's probably embarrassing having yourself being brought out of a store because you're in a mask.
Yeah.
Because you're in a suit.
Call ahead and make sure that you can actually go and do this.
Don't go to a mall. They don't allow it. The masks, it's just, don't even try.
Wherever you go. It's mostly like a conventions thing, and if you're volunteer work, I'm gonna try to do volunteer work at Children's Hospital, which my mother works. I'll be trying to do volunteer there for just.
You know, I didn't think about it. We could put a sign on you and put you out in front of the shop too.
Advertisement.
Oh no.
Sign spinning.
No, I could be like.
Actually, there are people who are paid for it. There's a guy online. They get up in suit. They work at Domino's and they hold signs and get people inside.
Yeah. Tax season.
I wouldn't do it.
You could wear tax signs.
Like instead of wearing your this was it Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Instead of wearing your Statue of Liberty.
If any of you have been driving up and down the highway, there's a or the Liberty tax shop. Wear this. Spin the sign.
And then put your like your Statue of Liberty thing over it.
But again, be hydrated.
Yeah.
Because you're standing out in the sun.
Don't die.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't want to see like a whole lump of fur on the side of the street, on the side of the street like this. I'll curl up and mangle. Don't die.
We don't want to be roadkill.
Yeah, we don't.
Furry roadkill.
You don't want to hit one of us.
The best places to do it is definitely at cons because you get such great attention from it. And fur meets, like groups get together, furries get together, and they have little meets throughout months, and they call them fur meets.
You run that in Northwest Arkansas Fur.
Yeah, I run, not for much longer, but I run the Northwest Arkansas Fur meets. If you guys are ever interested, just come to me and talk to me about it, and you're much more than welcome to join our group.
Do you guys want to close with pictures?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, let's go ahead and close it. Thank you everyone for coming to this.
Yeah,
this was
thank
awesome.
you very much.
If anyone wants pictures, I guess we'll be up here to take pictures again.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me be back.
And if you want to be in the picture, I can always take them. Because I don't have a suit, so. I'm good with these. I've got my head coming in.